In 2022, we made the decision to go to the Dive Bomb Squad Fest. And not only were we going to go, but we were going to give away a hunt to whoever the junior champion of the goose calling contest was. And not knowing an idea of who that would be, we just knew that we were excited to be able to get whoever it was, a kid out to Colorado to come and hunt with us and go on a goose hunt. We were excited for that aspect. And Josh, our good now friend, ends up being the winner of that hunt. And man, we were super excited to have him out. We told him, come sometime early in the year, come in November when we have a lot of lessers here. It's a lot of fast calling. It's more of his style that suits him perfectly. Well, fortunate enough for us, Josh actually invited our now good friend John Walls. Having those two guys in the goose pit calling at the same time was incredible. Something like a lot of people have never heard. And it was cool with Owen in there and me in there too as well. Not nearly as good of a goose caller, but man, that pit sounded like a symphony when a flock of geese came over. And there wasn't many flocks, especially the first day that we hunted, that made it past us. And everybody in the pit goose calling, it was easy to be able to just break those lessers down and finish them all the way to a back pedal. And the hunt was spectacular. There wasn't very many flocks that we had to shoot into before we had our limit. Thankfully, those boys, they know how to shoot. And it was 5 per person, and they pretty much everybody reached their 5-person limit that first day with inside the first 40 minutes. And the hunt was basically over before it even started. I think it took longer for us to set up decoys than it did to actually shoot our limit. The second day, we decided that we were going to go to a field right next to a roost. It was a little bit of a challenge just because of the fact that it was one of the colder evenings we had up to that point, so the birds basically held tight on the roost. But as soon as they started flying, it was done before it started. 20 minutes, I think those guys had their limits. And man, it was just another spectacular hunt. The birds basically came off the roost right next to us, saw us in the field, saw us as being the first opportunity for them to land and get off the water. And when they started flying, they did it right. It was a lot of geese, a lot of decoying, a lot of calling, and it was over in a hurry. And we really appreciate Josh and his dad and his brother, and then John too as well, and coming out and hunting with us. And I know that we'll get them out to do that again soon.